heart of Paris.
You don't need me to tell you what's going on in the world. You've seen the headlines. So the question is, what is the proper response? Now, I don't agree with the Amazing Atheist on everything, but I think he's on point here.
What should happen instead, I think, is international humiliation of the Islamic faith in the form of the weapon that they fear most of all, which is mockery, which is satire. If they so hate these cartoons that mock their prophet that they're willing to kill, then I think that we should make more cartoons. This is not Draw Mohammed Day. This is let's just draw Muhammad forever.
Lots of people on the internet have used Draw Mohammed Day as an opportunity to mock and belittle the Islamic faith, and that has its place. But that's not what I'm going to do. Now that Draw Mohammed Day is every day, I want to use it to communicate a difficult truth. The Prophet Muhammad died on June 8th, the year 632, almost 1,400 years ago, and Muslims gather at his tomb in the city of Medina in Saudi Arabia to pray. This is as close as you can get. I want you to imagine that we could push aside these ornately decorated screens and lift the lid on the coffin of the Prophet Muhammad. This is what you'd see. The remains of a human being, long since decayed beyond recognition. The Prophet Muhammad is at peace now. He's gone. He is beyond anybody's ability to offend or enrage. And the idea that you have to kill to avenge an insult to him is completely nonsensical. I'm going to take this a step further. This image comes from Adobe Photoshop. This simple checkerboard pattern is what you see if you create a new canvas and leave it completely empty. And that is how I've chosen to depict Allah. Because Allah is not real. Like all gods, Allah is a human invention. Now, he was quite possibly the best explanation that illiterate, ignorant desert dwellers could have had for the existence of the universe. But time and scientific investigation has given us much more. If there's a devout Muslim listening to this, there's a strong possibility that the suggestion that Allah isn't real fills you with painful emotions.
اعذروني أيها الأخوة، لا أستطيع أن ألقي درس اليوم. كيف ألقي درس اليوم والله ورسوله يصبان علانية؟ والله إنني أخشى أن تحل بنا عقوبة عاجلة بما نراه من التساهل في حق الله في جناب الله وجناب رسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. وكما قال ابن العربي هذا القول يناقشون بالحجة والحجة، قال هذا قول بارد لا تسخنه إلا حرارة السيف. هكذا قال ابن العربي قديما في أمثال هؤلاء الملحدين. البرقيات لخادم الحرمين وولي عهده، للهيئات، للمفتي العام، لمجلس القضاء الأعلى، للمحكمة العليا، قبل أن يحل بنا العقاب.
But let me make a suggestion to you. If there were some kind of deity who created the universe, whose power was far beyond our understanding, what are the chances that he would genuinely be offended by a cartoon that mocked him? Why would the almighty creator of all things be insecure? I used to be a religious person, and I remember what those emotions felt like. But after years of research and reflection, I came to understand what those emotions really were. The rage was just an attempt to block out the fear and the doubt. But what I want you to know is that you can let go. It's a difficult, painful thing. And lots of atheists on the internet seem gleeful when they talk about religious people. But you'll never get that from me, because I remember how much it hurt to let all of that go. I remember how much my religion comforted me when I was in terrible pain. And I remember how it used to give me a sense of community with the people that I shared my faith with. And I can remember how it made me feel moored in something bigger than myself that I could reach up to when it felt like life was confusing and scary and that I was just a small, insignificant speck in a much larger world, a much larger universe. God's insecurity is a reflection of our own insecurity. And it's a very damning piece of evidence that men create gods in their image and not the other way around.